Hello. So we have been asked to find which of the points lie on a certain graph. So we have been given how many points? So 8 points and one equation of a curve, or which is y is equals to 64 to the power of x. Okay. So let's try and find out which one of these points actually do lie on this equation. Okay. So let's have a look. The simple way of solving this problem is to substitute individual coordinates to the equation. So y is equals to 64 to the power of x, isn't it? So what is y here? Y is 0. So 0 is equals to 64 to the power of x, which is 64 to the power of 1. So therefore, obviously, this point is not, does not lie on, so 1 comma 0 does not lie. So this is not equals to, isn't it? So this, therefore, the curve does not contain 1 comma 0. Now let's have a look at this. Y is equals to, so when x becomes 0, y is 1. So 64 to the power of 0. So that means it is 1 is equals to 1. Therefore, this point lies on the curve. So what about this one? So we have 16 is equals to 64 to the power of half. Does this lie? 16 is equals to 64 square root of 64. Square root of 64 for us is 8, isn't it? So there's not equal, so they don't lie on the graph. So what about this one? So 8 is equals to 64 to the power of half, which is 8 is equals to square root of 64, which is 8 square root of 64. So therefore this lies on the graph. And what about this? So you have 2 is equals to 64 to the power of 1 by 3, which is 2 is equals to cube root of 64. What is cube root of 64? So cube root of 64 is 4. 4 times 4 times 4, 16 times 4. So therefore that is 4. So this is not equals to 4. Therefore this point does not lie. Right, okay, 2 is not equals to 4, so therefore doesn't lie. So what about this? 4 is equals to 64 to the power of 1 by 3, so that means that is equals to 4, so therefore equals to 4, so this lies on the graph. What about this guy here? Square root of 2 is equals to 64 to the power of 1 by 6. So this 1 by 6 is 64 to the power of 1 by 3 into 1 by 2. This is 64 to the power of 1 by 3 to the power of 1 by 2. So this is 4 to the power of 1 over 2. And this is going to be 2. Therefore, root 2 is definitely not equal to this. So therefore, this point does not lie on the graph. How about this one? So you have 2 is equals to 64 to the power of 1 by 6. You can do in the same way, but let me do it in a slightly different way. I'm going to take half first now, okay? 64 times half times 1 by 3, just for fun of it, okay? 64 to the power of half to the power of 1 by 3. And this here is going to then become 64 to the power of half is square root of 64, which is 8. 8 under the to the power of 1 by 3, which is cube root of 8, which is 2. So 2 is equals to 2. Therefore, this lies. Okay. So which are the points which lie on the graph? So this one does, and this one does, and this one does, and this one does. So we have 0 comma 1 lying on it, half and 8, and 1 by 3 and 4, and 1 by 6 and 2. So these points lie on the curve. Okay, so let's have a look at how the curve might look like, even though it's not asked exactly. Okay, so let me put down a graph with increasing values of x along the x plus axis and increasing values of y along the y plus axis. That's our origin, and that's going to be x minus, that's going to be y minus. So obviously when I have a value of x is equals to 0, so y starts with 1, isn't it? So y starts with 1. So this is this point I'm trying to do now. Y starts from 1, and let's have a look. So that is 1. Okay, and what is the next point? Next point, I'm going to be looking at this one now, which is half comma 8. When x is half, y is 8. Let me write this as okay, maybe I think we need a better way of writing things here. So let's write 1 over there, and 10 And do we write 10? Okay, half is 16. Okay, at half I'm going to get 16. At 1/3, all right. Okay, so let me write this as 10 and 10 and 8. No, I'm gonna write 10 here and 5 over there. One, two, three, four, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Right. Okay, so the maximum that I have is 1. Let's say that is 1, and that's half, and that's 1/4, and that's 1/8. Very nice. Okay, so at 1/6, at the lowest number, 1/6, at 0 I have 1, 0 I have 1, and at 1/6, let's say 1/6 is by 5, 1/6 is over there, 1/6. Okay, at 1/6 I have a value of 2, so 1/6 I have a value of 2. And at 1/4, at 1/3 I don't have 1/3. Let's say 1/3 is over here, and at 1/3 I have 2, which really, okay, that's pretty weird. Okay, 1/3 is 1/1. Right. Okay, my mistake. 1/3 is 4, the valid one, isn't it? 1/3 is 4. Okay, and what is it going to be on half? Is it going to be 8? Yes, a half is going to be 8. Okay, 1 is going to be 64, which is way up. Okay, I'm not even going to do that. So let's join them up. So that's the equation. So when it goes to 1, the y is going to be 64. So it increases pretty fast. So the equation of this curve is 64 to the power of x. Okay. Okay, fine, wonderful. I'll see you in the next class.